Take a comfortable seat. If you don't have 2 yoga blocks already nearby, get 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have 2 yoga blocks, you could use books or any square object that's solid and dense and stable. And then taking your seat, root into your sitting bones, lift up through your heart as you bring your hands to rest on your thigh bones. Just become aware of your breath. Each inhalation is an opportunity for us to remain open. Each exhalation affords us the opportunity to remain steady and grounded. Bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra, thumbs touching your breastbone. Turn your gaze of your eyes into your heart. Gratitude for our ability to remain open and steady. Release your hands, open your eyes. All right, take your 2 yoga blocks and you're going to lay them on your mat side by side. So they're making just an elevated system. So 2 yoga blocks side by side, all right, on your mat. And that's how they're going to go underneath you. All right, so lay down, lift your hips up lightly into bridge, and then slide both yoga blocks underneath you. So the easiest way to get in is to have the yoga blocks off to the side, lift your pelvis up into bridge, and then slide the 2 yoga blocks in, 1 yoga block at each side of the pelvis. So we're in a supported bridge. I mean, this is a really sweetly steady place where you don't have to apply much effort to open. The only thing you have to do is breathe. And the second thing is let go. Let the weight of your pelvis sink onto the block. That's often hard for many of us, to allow our pelvis to rest and be heavy. So take a couple more breath cycles here. How much can you let both sides of your pelvis equally weight on the block? All right, push with your feet. Lift your pelvis up. Use your hands, slide out the blocks. Draw your right knee into your chest. Give it a hug. Stretch your left leg out long. Switch legs. Left knee in, right leg stretches out long. Draw both knees into your chest. Roll to your side. Come up into all fours, please. Hands and knees. Hands beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the pelvis. Breathe. Next exhale, tuck your tail, drop your head, round your spine like a cat. Keep pushing with your hands, lift your tail, claw with your hands back towards your pelvis to pull your heart forward. 2 more times. Breathing with your movements. After this next one, when you've taken both cat and cow, the arch and the curl, Come to neutral pelvis and spine. Stay on your left knee, step your right foot back, pick your right leg up, extend your left arm forward. So left arm extending forward, thumb to the sky. Use your right hand and push down to help you stay steady. Next breath, return your left hand to the ground, right knee down, step your left leg back, toes tucked, extend your right arm forward. Lift up your left leg, breathe. Again, thumb of the right hand to the ceiling. Strongly push with the left hand so that you keep the lift and the tone through the torso, and it helps you stay steady. Release your right hand down, left knee down. Walk your hands a handprint forward. Tuck your toes, press your pelvis up and back into downward facing dog. Breathe. Pedal out your feet so you can articulate through your feet, lifting and lowering one heel then the other. One more time on each foot. Lift both heels high, and then from your pelvis to your heels, reach both heels towards the earth. Walk your hands and your feet towards the middle of your mat. Bend your knees, place your hands on the bones of your pelvis as you extend your heart forward and move your tail back. Push down with your feet, inhale and come up. Release your arms down. Walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, take a big breath up. Exhale, have a seat chair. Fold forward to Uttanasana. Step your right foot back for a lunge. Breathe. Push with your left foot, right foot forward. Hands to your pelvis, heart forward. Rise, release your arms. Big breath. Chair pose on an exhale. Uttanasana on your next exhale. In breath, lengthen your spine. And on an exhale, left leg back, low lunge. Breathe. Step into your right foot, swing your left foot forward, hands to your pelvis. Heart forward, stand tall, release your arms. Big breath. Exhale, seat. Keep this chair pose as if you're sitting down in a chair, but lift your heart and open it. On your next exhale, heart extends forward. Bring your hands to the outsides of your shin bones. So they're holding on to the outer edges of your shins. Press your shins in, move your inner thighs apart. So your hands are actually pushing the outer edges, the lateral edges of your shin bones towards the midline, while you try to, with your muscles, move your upper inner thighs apart. Keep breathing and let your head descend. Next exhale, hands to the mat. In breath, look up, get long. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. In breath, extend. Exhale, fold back in towards your legs. Last one. Heart moves forward, hands push the earth to extend your heart. Fold into your legs. Step back for downward facing dog. Press with your feet, claw with your hands. In breath, forward to plank. Breathe as you push with your hands and your feet to remain steady. Option is knees to the mat or lower down with long legs, pushing hands and feet into the earth. Claw with your hands, open your heart to come up into Bhujangasana. Collarbone wide, legs squeezing together and reaching back. Heart moves forward, return to the earth, push up into all fours, hands and knees. Breathe. Step your right leg back behind you. Extend your left arm forward, raise your right leg, push strongly with your right hand to keep the tone and the lift of your belly. On an in-breath, open your right leg to the right and your left arm to the left. So your arm and your leg are both moving away from the midline in opposing directions. Exhale, bring them back in alignment with the torso. In-breath, diagonal line, left arm moving left into the side plane, right leg moving off to the right. Wait for an exhale, all of it back to center, arm and leg lined up with torso. Last one. Arm and leg back to center. Place your left hand on the mat, right knee down. Breathe. Step your left leg back, toes tucked. Extend your right arm forward. Left leg lifts. Keep pushing with your left hand to help you stay steady. On an in-breath, open your right arm to the right, left leg to the left. Exhale, everything back in alignment with your torso. 2 more. Breathe. Last one. As your arm and your leg line up with your torso, return your right hand to the mat, left knee to the mat. Walk your hands a handprint forward. Tuck your toes, push up and back into down dog. Walk out your feet. Breathe. Lift both heels up, bend your knees, and as you tip your sitting bones up to the sky, press your shins towards one another and move your upper inner thighs apart. Reaching down through your tail, extend your legs by pressing your thigh bones back towards your hamstrings. Keep reaching from the back of your sitting bones towards your heels to lengthen your legs any amount. Meanwhile, keep the commitment and the push of your hands to maintain the lift and the steadiness of your arms through your armpits to your heart. You can walk, jump, step, both feet forward. Standing forward fold. Hands to the bones of your pelvis, heart forward. Move from your pelvis and stand up. Release your arms. Take a wide stance on your mat, please. Turn your right foot slightly in, turn your left foot all the way open. Reach your arms up to the sky and out. Release your front hip, come into a knee bend. Breathe. So you're in warrior 2. Turn your gaze to look over your left arm. Press with both feet, lengthen your legs, release your arms down by your side. Turn your left foot in, turn your right foot open. Reach your arms up to the sky, out to a T. Come into your knee bend on your front leg by releasing the hip. Stay with your breath. Turn your gaze to look over your right arm. Press with your feet, lengthen your legs, release your arms down by your side. Turn both feet slightly out so they're out in a little bit of a plie position. And as you've turned your feet out, take a little plie, a little squat, and just look at your knees. Confirm that your knees are tracking with the center of your ankle and somewhere between the second and fourth toe in your foot. Keep drawing your tailbone down so your pelvis remains underneath you, so we're not sticking our butts out. Broaden through your inner knees to the space behind you, the wall behind you. Yeah, and you're just pulsing here, letting the pelvis be heavy. Reach your arms up, out to a T, and then open your palms to face in the direction of your eyes. Fingers are spread wide, toes are spread wide, heels are rooting. Bend both elbows. And then bend at the wrists and shoot your fingers towards the side walls. So wrists are bent, palms are open, fingers are out towards the side walls. Keep pressing through your heels and squeezing your legs towards one another. And now from the center of your pelvis, through your legs, push into the earth as you extend your arms and lengthen your legs. Exhale and release your arms down by your side. Heel toe your feet together. Walk to the top of your mat. Reach up to the sky on an in-breath. Keeping the arms high, allow your pelvis at the hip joint to release so your knees will bend and your ankles will flex. Staying in this very tall chair pose. Bring your hands to your pelvis. Staying lifted through your heart while steady through your legs. Weight shift onto your left foot. Step your right foot back behind you. Keep weight shifting into your left foot to pick your right leg up. It's a really low airplane, so right leg is barely off the ground. Keep reaching from pelvis to right foot. With one fluid movement, draw your right knee towards your chest. Bring your right knee right up to your chest. Flex your right foot and spread your toes. Sometimes challenging to stay steady on one leg. So keep breathing as you open through your collarbone so your heart reveals itself. Release your right foot to the earth. Breathe. Stand in both feet. From your pelvis to your feet, root as you spread your toes. Inhale, arms up. Big reach. Keep the reach up through your side body to your fingertips. And on an exhale, from the hip joints, where your legs meet your pelvis, flex. And as you release at the hip joints so that you can take a flexed shape in the pelvis, the result will be your knees will bend and your ankles will flex. So you can have a little bit of a bounce with this, right? As you're playing with the lift and the openness through the torso and the length, really, while you're maintaining your balance and deepening the fold of the hip, knee, and ankle joints. Keep your legs in this small plie squat. Bring your hands to your pelvis. Begin a slight weight shift into your right foot. So feel the four corners of your right foot equally weighting. Step your left leg back. So trying to stay in that little squat position through the transition, not come out of it. Keep your steadiness. Reach back from your pelvis through your left leg and float your left leg up. Arms can be anywhere that's good for you. Right leg is staying in the plie. Left leg fully reaching from pelvis to toes. In one fluid movement, swoop your left knee forward and bring your knee to your chest. Hug it in. Couple more breaths. Steady on one leg, open and lifted through your heart. Left foot to the ground. Release your arms. Big breath up. Chair pose. Forward fold. Keep breathing. Down dog. Hands and feet pushing. Plank. Knees to the mat. Keep breathing. Lower down. On your belly, use your hand, your left hand, as a pillow for your forehead. Bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand and take hold of your right foot. If you have a lot of tightness in the front of the leg this morning or any sort of knee issue in the right knee, feel welcome to hold on to your clothing. You can also lasso your right foot with a yoga strap or your right ankle. Bend your right knee, press your right foot away, and your hand resists. Next breath, release your right leg. Place your right hand underneath your forehead now. Breathe. Anchor down through your right leg and reach back with your right leg from pelvis to foot. As you press the top of your foot down, bend your left knee. So keeping the right foot pressing down equally, both sides of the pelvis weighted. Left hand reaches for your left foot and grabs foot or clothing or use a yoga strap. Now add some more fire to this by first bending the left elbow and pushing the left foot away and the left hand resists the push. Breathe. Next in-breath, extend your left leg, release your hand, switch sides again. Left hand underneath the forehead, right knee bends, right hand reaches back for the right foot or right ankle or right clothing. Flex at the right ankle now. Make a strong flexion at the right ankle. So rather than pointing at the right ankle, we're now flexing. And see how that changes the stretch sensation in the front of the right thigh bone. With your right elbow bent and your right ankle flexed, begin pushing your right foot away and resisting with your right hand. Draw your tail down. And release. Second side, hand to forehead, breathe, left knee bends. Reach back with your left hand, hold your left foot or ankle. As you press down with your right leg, flex at the left ankle. So changing the shape of the left ankle joint to strong flexion, not kind of sort of flexion, strong. And see how that creates an opening through the front of the left thigh. Continue to squeeze your legs towards one another and spread your toes. As you push your left foot away, resist with your left hand. Breathe. Steady and strong in the right leg. Release the left. Last round, round 3. Right knee bends. Right hand reaches back to receive your right foot. Bend your right elbow. Flex at your right ankle. Spread all of your toes. Squeeze your legs towards one another as you draw your tailbone down to the earth. Continue to resist with your right hand and right foot in equal opposition. Bring your left hand to the mat in ridge tops with your left elbow up to the sky, which means your head's now going to just be floating in neutral. Take a breath, and before you go to lift up, confirm that you're not turning your torso to the right, which means for most of us, we'll have to use a breath, preferably an exhale, and turn the rib cage, turn the chest from right to left to square the torso. Keeping our torso now in neutral, push your right foot away, your right hand resists, press with your left hand, extend and open your heart, breathe. Next breath, lower down, release your right leg. Right hand underneath the forehead, right leg strong and reaching on the mat, left knee bends, left hand reaches back to hold your left foot. So last time, second side, breathe. Flex strongly at your left ankle joint as you spread the toes. Reach out through your right leg and anchor it down, including the top of your right foot. Bending your left elbow, press your left foot away while maintaining strong ankle flexion. Draw your tailbone down towards the earth. Bring your right hand into ridge tops. Right elbow to the sky. Your head will just be floating off the floor in neutral. Breathe. Let's align the torso first. So double checking, like, have you turned your ribs open to the left because your left hand's holding your foot? If you have, take an exhale and just turn the left ribs back to the right so that your torso and your ribs are in alignment, right? We're squared up, we're true. All right, push with your right foot down, press with your left leg back, push with your right hand down, move your heart forward to come up, breathe. Next breath, heart moves forward, lower down, extend your left leg. Bring your hands by your chest wall, push up into all fours. From all fours, work your hands a handprint forward and press up and back into downward facing dog. Work your left foot just a little bit towards the midline. Reach out through your right leg and lift it up. Breathe. Bend your right knee. Turn from your pelvis on the left side, so you're turning open as your right foot goes back behind you. Keep a strong ankle flexion. Keep lifting up through your armpits. Next breath, rotate your pelvis back to the earth. Extend your right leg long. Return your right foot to the mat. Breathe. Work your right foot a little bit more towards the midline. Reach out through your left leg and lift it up. Continue to push with your hands and keep your armpits lifted so your ribs and belly stay lifted. Bend your left knee. Turn your pelvis open to the left. Keeping a strong ankle flexion on the left foot. Push with your hands more. Next breath, turn your pelvis back towards the earth. Extend your left leg. Return your left foot to the ground. Breathe. Another exhale, knees to mat, all fours position. Hands a little bit beneath the shoulder, maybe forward of it. Step your right leg back behind you. Bend your right knee. Yep, so right leg is in the air, right knee is bent, foot is flexed. So you've been taking this shape. Should be a familiar shape. All right, extend your right leg out and then fold your right leg to bring your right knee back to the mat. Step your left leg back behind you, lift the leg in the air, bend your left knee. Lift your left knee up. So knee is bent on the left leg, leg is in the air, ankle is strongly flexed with toes spreading. Push with your hands. Extend your left leg, return your left knee to the mat. Tuck your toes, push up and back into downward facing dog. Walk your hands and your feet together. Bend your knees, hands to the bones of your pelvis. Rise tall, release your arms down. Stand at the top of your mat. Reach up to the sky. On an exhale, sink with your pelvis, fold at your hips, your knees, your ankles to come into a squat. Fold forward, step your right foot back, lunge. Breathe. Work your left hand a little bit forward of your left foot. So left hand's working on a diagonal off your left foot. Float your right leg up. Right hand starts to move forward too. So you're just in a standing forward fold, standing on one leg with your other leg in the air. Breathe. Drop your head in. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your right leg. Touch the ground. Step your right foot forward. Standing on your right foot, left foot back, low lunge. Work your right hand a little bit off the diagonal of your right pinky toe, so it's starting to move forward. Weight shift into your right foot. Left hand starts migrating forward too as you keep weight shifting. With the weight shift, keep reaching long through your left leg. Pick your left leg up. Flex strongly at the left ankle as you reach from your left sitting bone to your left heel. So you're in a standing forward bend with one leg in the air. Breathe. Release at the right hip, knee, and ankle to reach back with your left leg. Land in a lunge. Press down into your right foot. Step your left foot forward. Hands to the bones of your pelvis. Rise up. Release your arms. Inhale, big breath up. Chair pose. Uttanasana. Right foot back lunge. Right hand to the mat. Left hand to the left hip crease. Turn your right ribs open. Left arm up to the sky. Left hand down, turn your ribs back to the earth, push with your left foot, right foot forward. Breathe, and on an exhale, fold forward. Stand on your right foot, left leg back lunge, left hand flat to the mat. Right hand to right hip crease, root the right femur down, spin your ribs open towards your right leg. Right arm up to the sky. So you're in a revolved lunge. Right hand back to the pelvis, both hands to the earth. Ribs square to the earth, push with your right foot, swing your left foot forward, hands to your pelvis, and rise tall. Release your arms down. Take a wide stance on your mat. Turn your right foot in, turn your left foot open. Reach your arms up and out. Release your front hip, knee bend. Left arm to quad, right arm to the sky. Bottom arm extends. Scoop the left buttock under as you broaden through the left inner knee by pressing your left arm against your left inner knee. Left inner knee presses back. Top arm over the head, full reach from down through the pelvis on the right side to the right outer heel, up from your pelvis through your armpit to your fingertips. Breathe. Push with both feet, inhale and come up. Exhale, release your arms. Turn your left foot in. Turn your right foot all the way open. Reach your arms up and out. Stand steady in your back leg, open through the front of the pelvis to release the right hip. Right arm to thigh, top arm to the sky. Extend your right arm down the inner line of your right leg. Keep scooping your right buttock under you while you use your right arm to push against your right inner knee, and your right inner knee presses back. Top arm overhead, bigger expression. Breathe. Reach back into your left foot, down, in breath, and come up. Exhale, release your arms, turn your feet parallel, heel toe your feet together. Standing on your right foot, draw your left knee towards your chest. Slide your left hand to your left ankle, flex strongly at your left ankle as you bring your left knee underneath you. Push down with your right foot to raise your right arm up. Bend your left elbow. Begin pressing your left foot away from you any amount. Breathe. From your steadiness, allow yourself to open more fully. Release your right arm down. Unfold your left leg. Stand on your left. Breathe. Anchor into the four corners of your left foot. Let your left leg be responsive as you draw your right knee to your chest. Slide your right hand down your right shin bone till it meets your right ankle. Bend your right elbow. Strongly flex at the right ankle as you squeeze your legs towards one another. Stay lifted through your heart as you begin pressing your right foot away. In breath, left arm up. Breathe. Exhale your left arm down. Release your right foot down. Reach your arms up, out to a T. Clasp your hands in the back plane. Lift up through your heart. Exhale, release your arms to the top of your mat, please. Reach up. Have a seat. Fold forward. Step back to down dog. Come into all fours. Walk your shoulders and your hands into relationship. So hands may need to move back or forward so they're in relationship. Keep your left knee down on the mat. Step back with your right leg and lift your right leg up in the air. Bend your right knee. Lift your right knee higher to the sky. Push with your hands so that your belly and your ribs stay lifted. So often when knee goes in the air in this position, the belly and the ribs will drop. And you've got to push more with your hands to keep the lift. Reach forward with your left arm and then take your left arm into the back plane and reach for your left foot, left ankle. Breathe. Keep pushing your right foot. Left hand reaching for right foot. Keep pushing your right foot away. Extend your right leg out, left arm forward, release the left hand down. Breathe. Step your left leg back behind you, toes tucked. Lift your left leg up, bend at your left knee. Pump up the lift to your left knee. However, when you pump up the lift of the left knee, don't lose the torso. And to maintain the torso and to maintain your steadiness and your openness, you've got to push more with your hands. Push more with your hands. Push a lot with your left hand so that you can take your right hand away. So you may reach back with your right hand to take hold of your left foot. Pump up your left knee. Push with your left hand more. Breathe. Extend your left leg. Extend your right arm. Return both to the mat. Walk your hands a handprint forward. Tuck your toes. Press up and back into down dog. Keep breathing. Walk your hands and your feet together. Land in your feet. Bend your knees. Hands to the bones of your pelvis. In breath and rise tall. Arms down. Option is to use a yoga block for the next sequence. You don't have to. It's warrior two to side angle to Ardha Chandrasana to Chopasana. It's kind of nice to have something that will give us a little bit of lift. So we have opening and helps us stay steady. And that's what the yoga block does. So it's an option. Right foot turns slightly in, left foot turns all the way open, yoga block in the left hand, it's the direction we're going. Arms up to the sky, out to a T. Come into a knee bend on your front leg. So you've been here before, warrior two. You were here about 40 minutes ago. Place your right hand on your pelvis, hold the bones of your pelvis. On an exhale, put the block on the ground. Yeah, and then push off of it at first. So rather than lean on it, fingertips touch it, but it's creating a lift and an opening rather than a collapse, right? So that's what the block is there for, to give you lift and opening, but also to allow you to stay steady. Grab your block, begin baby stepping like little hops, your right foot closer to your left. As you move your right foot forward, it gives you the opportunity to open again through the torso. So move your block off the diagonal of your pinky toe. So your block is moving off the diagonal of your left pinky toe. And it's a good distance, you know, it's a good 12 inches or more. Baby step your back foot in again, right? And then work the diagonal, get more length, more opening. And now launch your right leg up in the air. Right leg launches. Keep the lift of your right leg in the air. Keep the lift of your torso by not leaning on the yoga block, but rather using it as a steady prop that allows you to open more. On your next exhale, bend your top knee. Top knee bends. Right hand reaches back. Maybe it grabs any part of your right foot, right ankle. Maybe it grabs your clothing. Strongly flex at your right ankle. Spreading your toes on both feet. Press your right heel behind you as you extend from your tail to your heart. Breathe, steady, and open. Right leg extends out fully. Bend your left knee, reach out through your right leg. Right leg is coming down to touch the ground. Block moves in close to the left foot. Keep your left knee bent, raise your top arm up to the sky. So you're just coming out the way you came in. Push down with your back foot, inhale and come up, warrior two. There you go, release your arms, lengthen your legs, turn your feet parallel. Move your block over to your second side. Your back foot is now your left foot. Turn it in. Turn your right foot open. Breathe. Arms up to the sky. Out to a T. Come into your knee bend on your front leg. This is warrior two. Just breathe here. Left hand to pelvis. Hold the bones of your pelvis. Next exhale, tip over, block to the ground. And again, we're not going to lean on the block. We're using it to create more lift. Hop in your back foot while moving the block off the diagonal of your right pinky toe. Reach out, float your left leg up. Keep the opening by lifting off the block. Maintain steadiness by rooting down from your pelvis to your right foot. Option is to bend the left knee. Take your left hand, reach back for your left foot. Strongly flex at the left ankle. Resist hand and foot. Left hand, left foot, equal opposition. Breathe. Sometimes it's challenging to remain steady and open. Reach long through your left leg. Flex at the right ankle, knee, and hip. To return a long left leg to the ground, move your block back as you come down. Top arm up to the sky. Again, coming out of the pose the way you came in. Inhale and come up. Exhale and release your arms. Heel toe your feet together. I know that sometimes when I tip over onto the mic case, the audio gets weird. I'm hoping it didn't get weird in that shape. I could feel the microphone case. I apologize, you guys. I don't know what to do with the mic box some days, where to put it based on the sequence that I'm teaching. So I just do my best and hope that the audio doesn't get all squirrely based on the body shapes and the positions we're taking. Reach your arms up to the sky. Open them out. Bring your right arm into the midline, your left arm underneath, so your arms are twisting like ropes. With your feet beneath you, pressing your shins towards one another, move your inner thighs apart. On an exhale, come down into a squat, and then fold all the way towards the earth. Let your spine round. Breathe. Weight and anchor into your feet. Extend your heart. Reach back through your tail. Rise. Open your arms out wide. Big opening. Exhale, release your arms. Stretch up to the sky. Stretch out into the side. Left arm in, right arm underneath. So this should be your second side. Breathe. On an exhale, flex at your hip joint, your knee joint, your ankle joint. Come down into a squat, a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. And then on an exhale, let your spine flex and breathe into your back as your arms get heavy. Tail back, heart forward. Press with your feet, rise. Open your arms big. Exhale them down. To the top of your mat, we're coming down. Reach up to the sky. Fold forward to the earth. One knee to the mat, followed by your second knee. So both knees down. Grab your yoga blocks, have them handy. We'll be repeating that supported bridge pose. Swing your legs forward. Lay down on your back. With your knees bent and your feet lined up with your pelvis and your sitting bones, lift your pelvis up, put the blocks underneath your pelvis. So this is exactly what we did at the beginning of class. We're just returning to it. Returning to a place of less effort to be steady and open. As you breathe, the dance with this one, this particular variation of bridge pose, is can you let your pelvis rest? Can you let both sides of the pelvis rest? We start to notice as we spend time here the turns that are in our pelvis, the little rotations that we have, where we tend to weight the back of the pelvis more. And then subtly, very slowly and with awareness, we make these small weight shifts to balance the pelvis evenly on both sides, while also allowing it to be very heavy. Couple more breath cycles. Staying present in the work. Keeping your awareness steady and open to new possibilities, new pathways, new opportunities to discover something else. Use your arms, push down with the head of the arm bones, push with your feet, and lift your pelvis up. Pull the blocks out with your hands, lower your pelvis back to the mat. Standing on your left foot with your left knee bent, cross your right leg over into figure 4. You guys did we all did a lot of standing balance. So let's make sure our outer muscles of our hip joint are going to be happy with us throughout the day and into tonight. So drawing your left knee to your chest, right leg in figure 4, broaden your right inner knee away from you so that you are stretching the muscles of the right outer hip joint. Next breath, return your left foot to the ground, uncross the right, second side, figure 4, left ankle resting on right thigh bone, right knee towards your chest, hands thread through, so both hands are now holding the right hamstring. Press your left inner knee away while you draw your legs closer to your chest. So it's a dance, right? The drawing in while at the same time moving away. Release your right foot to the ground, uncross your left. Now, keep your left foot down on the ground. Cross your right leg over so that it's right hamstring to right thigh bone. So this would be like a leg cross if you were wearing a short skirt and sitting on a high bar stool, right? So it's a very tight leg cross up at the femurs. On an exhale, draw both knees towards your chest and swing your feet out wide. So your feet and your lower legs are going to swing out wider than your pelvis. Take your hands and you can hold on to your feet or your ankles, keeping your ankles strongly flexed. Push your feet as if they're going to like kick up to the sky, but your hands resist the kick of the foot. Keep hugging your knees towards your chest. Again, this should be targeting these strong muscles that we are using today to balance on one leg. On your next exhale, both feet to the mat. Uncross your right leg. Second side, stand on your right foot, left leg crosses the midline and crosses over your right leg. So left leg on top of right leg, a tight crisscross at thigh bone to thigh bone. Left hamstring resting on right quadricep muscle group. On an exhale, both knees in towards your chest, and then begin swinging your lower leg from knee to foot out wider than your body. This is called cow face pose. Take your hands and hold on to the edges of your feet. Hands are resting on the top side of the feet. Now, as you spread your toes and strongly flex at your ankle joints, begin trying to kick your feet up, but your hands press back down. Keep that and see if you can bring your knees, both of them at the same time, towards your chest a little bit more. On your next exhale, release your hands, return your feet to the ground, uncross your legs, both knees hug into your chest. And now stretch your legs out on the mat. Bring your arms down by your side. Palms open. Take a great exhale and just let yourself be heavy. Feel the points of contact between you and the earth as you close your eyes. Feel the grounding of your heels, the heaviness of your lower legs, the heaviness of your thigh bones, the equal weight on both sides of your pelvis. An exhale will help settle your ribs and allow them to be heavy. Feel the heaviness of the head of your arm bones, your upper arms, lower arms, the back of your hands heavy to the mat. Allow the sides of your neck to be heavy so that it feels like the skin at your neck is just sliding back to the earth. Skull heavy. Eyes in the sockets heavy. There is space behind your eyeballs. Let your eyes rest back and be heavy. Allow your tongue to rest at the bottom of your mouth, heavy. Rest here, steady and open.